yes. The person who told me that they want me to get cancer and die. Crazy. But anyways, like the live, share the live. Like the live, share the live, everybody. I just started. I'm heavily shadow banned. Heavily shadow banned, y'all. And so I wanted to kind of like do a debate live. Stop repeating that shit. It gives me heartburn. No, literally, I know. Especially because my mom had cancer. Hi, live content. Hello, Angeli. Do you disagree with the topic?
I didn't want to come up to talk about the topic, but I just wanted to tell you that I think that what you're doing is really great, and I want to be like you when I get older.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Angeli. Oh. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you. Oh, okay, live content. Molly, I don't know why I keep calling you live content. That was adorable, literally. So anyways, I like the live, share the live. I didn't know why the guy called me a Yahtzee, by the way. I didn't know that saying that white tea people are racist, it makes you a Yahtzee. Crazy. Is that what Hitler was fighting for? Hitler was just fighting to tell people that white tea people are, bigoted? Hear me out. We all strive to be as educated as... Oh, thank you. How do we unshadow ban you? Oh, I just have to regularly do topics that would unshadow ban me. So I noticed that when I host more Sudanese lives or more Congo lives, my West Coast gets heavily shadow banned. I get shadow banned because I talked about Congo and Sudan a lot, which makes it really sick. But because I've been concentrating on talking about just Congo or Sudan for the past month or two, and talking about African J-sides for that reason, it got heavily shadow banned. So yeah, it's actually really sad. It just goes to show that there is an active suppression on these topics. Sun God, you were saying something about day 15 of asking Covey to adopt me. Which one did you? 70, I missed you. I'm not gonna lie. I miss seeing your comments. I actually want Sun God to come up. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, click the heart next to my name. Isn't TikTok's moderation literally run by an ex-IDF? Yes, it is, currently. It is. Sun God, what do you think about the topics? Hello?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, what do you think about the topic?
Yeah, we've been through this topic already.
Do you think black people can be racist?
We've been through this topic already.
Oh, okay. What topic do you want to discuss then?
There should be.
The what?
No, let's talk about the topic. Yeah, there should be racist. There should be. Why not? There should be racist. Why not?
Why do you think black people should be racist?
There should be. Because racism system. Yeah. Now, racism should be shared equally.
Why should racism be shared?
In all sectors. Racism is very profitable. Huh?
How could black people profit off of
will never go away. So we
how could black people?
Okay, okay, now racism is based on lies and deceit. These are mind games. In every system, in every system in America, every sector, there's racism. Health sector, food sector. Now this is control of services. You understand? You know,
Yeah.
Well, racism system is very profitable. Anywhere invaders go, they have to use a racism system. You know, to keep the land still identity. So never go away.
So how could it benefit Black people to be racist?
Okay, now racist people will invite you, so you cannot learn from them. Racist people will never invite you, so they'll keep at their place. You understand?
Now the real question is: Do you think East Africans are indigenous to Africa?
East Africans, what?
Do you think, like me, for example, as an East
What East
African?
African? What are you indigenous to the? What you mean original?
Am I indigenous yet to Africa?
Okay, now indigenous and original is two different things.
How is it different? Explain.
The indigenous means okay, you lived there for a long time. You know what I mean? But you are not the original person. But when it comes to original, you are the original person of the land. We all have our original places we come from.
So where would be my
Identity
original
versus
place?
religion.
Where would be my original place as an
Okay,
Eritrean?
where are you from? Where are you from?
Eritrean.
Oh, Eritrea. Okay. Now there's different faces in this land. You have different faces. You have dark skin. You have mixed, and then you have white face. White, you know.
I don't
Yeah.
think there are any
So
white Eritreans
that
though.
would tell you. Yeah. They exist. Yeah, they do exist.
There is white
They
Eritreans?
exist.
Where? Where?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We can
Now, when
barely
it
hear
comes
your
to
mic,
identity,
by the way.
okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Now, when
So
it
which
comes
ones are the white
to
Eritreans?
African identity, now look them up. Look them up.
So if I just look up white
Listen. They
Eritreans,
wish.
it will come up?
No, just look them up. Look up all the people that live in that land that call themselves that name Eritreans.
Oh yeah, I know the people who live in that land. I'm just saying I've never seen like a white Eritrean person before.
Maybe in the, but I've seen them.
Okay.
Okay, now anybody can be African. Anybody can be African, but not anybody can be European.
Anybody can be African, but not everybody can be European.
Yeah, right now. Now, Europeans can be African. Africans cannot be Europeans.
Sun God, can you hold on? I'm gonna maybe restart your app or something, because your mic, I can barely hear it. So maybe restart your app and then come like re-request, because I can barely hear you, by the way. So yeah, I don't know if it was just me, but your next phone, yeah, maybe. Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to send an invite. Bad. No. Sorry.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm good. Where are you from?
I'm from. Oh, I don't know if I want to battle. I'm so sorry.
Just one, just last.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. I know he was nice, but I didn't want to battle. Poor guy. I felt so bad. I didn't want to battle though. anyways, yeah, request if you disagree with the topic, y'all. The topics that I would really, really like to discuss is if you're white, you cannot experience racism, and also black people cannot be racist. I don't know why a lot of people think this, and I genuinely think like the people who think that black people can be racist or white people can experience racism are just people who just don't understand what racism is, right? They just think that racism is like a form of hate when that's not what racism is. And I think like that is the issue here. It's a lot of people have just a misunderstanding of what racism is. And so they think anybody who hates is just racist, right? Like, for example, if you're bigoted to like, I don't know, like a Muslim person or a Jewish person, or if you're bigoted to, let's say, an Asian person, whatever it is, everybody just thinks, oh, it's just all racism. All forms of hatred is racism. But the thing is, that muddying of the definition of racism is intentional, because if nobody knows what racism is, nobody combats it, right? And so that's the whole point. That's the whole point, right? So thank you for the rose. I appreciate you. So like the live, share the live to push it out. I think I started a really late live, to be honest. I should have started a bit earlier, not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't know. And have y'all been informing yourself on what's happening lately also in Sudan? And what's happening lately as well on the ground? Because it's really bad. But yeah, hopefully it'll work. Also, there are still people going around spreading the rumor that they paid my rent. Isn't that crazy? That is also something that I've been trying to deal with and talk to them about. Because I've been getting a lot of harassment, I'm not gonna lie. Yep. The thing is, like, Eris, I'm not even like beefing the person. It's like me ignoring them and them still going around saying that they paid my rent or something like that. You know? And it's like, it gets like really, really annoying at one point. Where is my rent? Needs to be put on one half day. Sorry. نتي GoFundMe link ناتكي قبل كم تنسني. نتي GoFundMe link ناتكي قبل كسني. سب أب أوروبا يدلكي نتي جنزب خوت أدخل. حدوت أدخل سب دحر علىكي. قبل ليه تخلي أخي. No, I'm not rage baiting. I fully believe everything that's on the board. So no, this is not me rage baiting, by the way. That's Tigrinya, Eris. No, I'm not rage baiting. You have yet to thank me for your dowry of 35 goats and 40 cows. Literally thousands in Haitian culture. Haiti. That's crazy, Haiti. No, but yeah. It's getting like annoying, you know, at this point where I'm getting like harassed. The amount of times that I was called a bum to me is so crazy. And accused of like grifting is also crazy. When the genuine question that I have is how you know, how am I grifting? I was called a grifter, a scammer, but the people who are calling me that just don't even have an explanation as to how I'm a scammer and how I'm a grifter. You know? They just بعرفي كتوت اللي تخلي دوكو في حفتي أنا كم يجير كم ذوت أنا سزيفت كو كرياكي أدحر أدخ ألني خوينو أب أوروبا أصلوخ أنا تاكس كلا كيك فولوني كن كري ألني حفتي دحر أنا كو سأل كدح الخوينة ولا يخيلن ندعي كري ألني كن أواك كري الكي Yeah, but no, but is this rage bait? I can't tell much. No, I'm not rage baiting. Like, I'm actually being genuine. It's, I'm not, what's it called? I'm not rage baiting. Are you making fun of the language? What the hell is wrong with you, bro? Yeah, but yeah, a lot of people like keep telling me that, and that's the thing that like really bothers me, you know? It really, really bothers me because like, you know, they accuse me of like making money off of G-Side, and that's like genuinely actually sick to be accusing anybody of doing that. But then they don't have any proof to do so, you know? Yes, I'm Eritrean. They don't have any proof to do so. Yeah, they still are harassing me like in private as well. Like they'd send me messages saying that shit. They'd send me messages telling me that I was a bum, that I was a grifter, that I'm a scam artist. But then I keep asking them for proof of how I scammed anyone. But then they don't have the proof. And they don't show me the proof. They don't show me any evidence. Show the messages? Oh, child, if I did, it would be a drama live. If I did, it would be a drama live, because I have been getting harassed a lot. But, like, nobody has any receipts. And the crazy thing is, like, I've, you know, like, I've shown receipts of me donating to shit. But for some reason, people are accusing me, not people, it's a specific group of people, actually. It's not even people in general. It's just, like, one group of people that keep harassing me. And then they do, like, they make, like, burners. And then when they make the burners, they follow me into lives. And then they call me a scam artist. And then the thing is like, how am I a scam artist? They still haven't shown any receipts. And I told them, like, you know, if you give me a receipt of me, like, scamming anybody or making money off of anything, like, I would genuinely post it myself on my live. But, or on my what's called. But, yeah. I don't know.
Hi.
Hello. Do you disagree with the topic?
Of course I do.
Uh-huh. Why?
I mean, I have seen so many. I mean, if Teuton tell me that I'm a slave, that's not racism against Slavic people. If someone else tells me that I am a slave because I'm Slavic, that's not racism according to you, or what?
I think it would be xenophobia, or it would be bigotry or tribalism. Like, it
Yeah,
has
but still,
different
I got
names.
so many black people. Not so many, like three black people. It's not so many. 3 black people calling me a slave because I'm Slavic, and also many Arabs called me slave. Many.
Well, that's not correct. I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, that's wrong. But
Yeah, but it's racism.
Slavic is not a race, though.
I mean, I don't consider myself really the same as the Western Europeans.
I mean, you're not the same. You're not the same, that's true. But, like, Slavic is not a race. Slavic is like a linguistic category, right?
I know, but
So
like,
people
I
who
wouldn't consider
speak...
myself a fully white because, like, we have more connections with the Eurasian society than with the European society. You know, like the Eurasianism made by Gumilev, Dugin, and similar people.
Yeah, because like again, Slavic are like is like an Indo-European language-speaking people, right? So of course it's gonna be Eurasian, but again, like nobody said that you're the same as Western. Nobody said you're the same as Western European, but you're still white. Like Ukrainians, like Ukrainian people, Polish, Czech, Slovaks. You know, these are all white people. Croatians, Macedonians. You know, so like you might not be like Western Europeans, which nobody is claiming that, but you're still white.
But like the white race was created during the colonization of the Africa.
Yes, by Western Europeans.
Yeah, when they wanted to, for example, unite the Europe to destroy the past, to help to colonize the whole African region, and they excluded Slavs. They thought that Slavs are inferior to them. They always excluded Slavs. They always hated Slavs. They always hated whole Western Europeans. They had Baltics, they had Albanians, they had Romanians, they had everybody.
Yeah, nobody denies that, right? Nobody denies that Eastern Europeans suffered under Western Europeans, right? Like when we look at, for example,
Yeah, but like they didn't
Aryan
include us
supremacy.
as the white
When we
people.
look at, wait, hold on. When we look at the term Aryan supremacy, for example, a lot of Germans thought that Slavic people and Eastern Europeans were inferior to them, right? So they did actively go and mass G-side a lot of Eastern European societies. Nobody denies that, but at the end of the day, you are still viewed as white, right? Like you might be viewed as like at the bottom of the hierarchy white. Yes, that's true, but you are viewed as a white person, right?
We were excluded from the definition. We were excluded from
I'm
the.
saying today you are viewed as white.
Today is bullshit. Like,
No, but today you're viewed as white, which is why when Ukrainian
but you could
refugees.
also, like, based on skin color, you could also view Arabs as white people.
Okay, so when we look at, for example, Ukrainian refugees, right? Like Ukrainian refugees were given like a special type of privilege that other refugees did not receive. Okay,
Yes, but they need
yeah.
to fuel the Ukrainian propaganda. It's not about race. It's about the fact that they need to fuel the anti-Russian Russophobic propaganda, which again comes
Not
from
only.
anti-Slavic propaganda. Yes, it's about anti-Russian, anti-Slavic propaganda. They wanted to.
Okay, so
divide
not
Slavs.
only though, because Ukrainians themselves are Slavic, are they not?
Yeah, but the whole point of making.
Oh my God! Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you. So no. So I understand your anti-Russian propaganda. These proxy wars between the West and Russia exist everywhere. I fully understand that. But there was also a racial component there was a racial component. There was a level of humanity that was granted to Ukrainians that was not granted to other refugees. Right? So for example, oh my God, thank you so much for the gift, Sleepy Iris. WU.
The level
right?
of humanity was.
Wait, hold on.
granted
So
to-
for example, for example, right? Americans like using the Uyghur issue against China because, you know, they're anti-Chinese, right? So they try to weaponize the suffering of Uyghur people against China. There
How
are
are they
instances, I
suffering?
understand. What
How
can I
are they
please
suffering?
can I please finish what I'm saying? Please, thank you. So I understand this element of trying to weaponize these topics against Russia because the West is anti-Russia. Fully understand that. But at the same time, there was a racial component which allowed a lot of people within the West to humanize Ukrainian refugees to the point where I'm in Germany, right? You had Deutsche Bahn, which bought train tickets for free to Ukrainians. And the thing is like, it wasn't only to Ukrainians as well, right? Because the black Africans who were in Ukraine were not even allowed out of Ukraine. So this weaponization that you're talking about didn't even extend to the black people who were in Ukraine, because when we look at Polish Border Patrol, the Polish Border Patrol will not allowing black Africans and South Asians out of Ukraine. Ukrainians, like the EU didn't have any legal obligation to help Ukraine. Ukraine was not in the Schengen. Ukraine was not in the EU. And yet they still mobilized and initiated a temporary directive to not only bring Ukrainians safely to Western Europe, but also to successfully integrate them into Western European society. That is a level of privilege that other refugees don't get. Other refugees are being left to die in the Saharan Desert or in the Mediterranean Sea or between when they go to Turkey, right? All these other different people who are black and brown are being left to die. They're not humanized.
Of course, I don't deny that, but like Russians and the Ukrainians are basically the same. Not the Russian, I mean the Slavic Russians, not the all Russians. The Slavic Russians and Slavic Ukrainians are the same ethnicity, but Ukrainians get way more privileges than Russians. Like, go as a Russian to anywhere, you will get hate, you will get you will be hard to find a job. It will be very harder than Ukraine, and it's all about propaganda. But like even in not Uganda, in the Rwanda, the Europeans preferred one group over the other group of black people. They were both black, but they were different ethnicities. But they preferred it to divide the nation into the more privileged and underprivileged, so they would turn against each other and not turn against the colonizer. But that doesn't mean that the black people were the preferred ethnicity was in control. Like the same thing with Ukraine, they're preferring Ukrainians over Russians, while both are Slavic people. They want to divide us. They want to divide and conquer. That's all, and it's all based in anti-Slavism. Because Russia is the biggest Slavic, it's the biggest Slavic savior. Russia is a savior of us. They saved us multiple times. Like, Russia is a big brother of all Slavs, and everybody who's anti-Russian is anti-Slavic.
Okay, so nobody denies that there is a lot and elements of anti-Russian, like anti-Russian sentiments within the West. Nobody denies that, right? There is the Red Scare propaganda, where literally there was a lot of propaganda against communism and also against the Soviet Union, even during Cold War era, right? Nobody denies that Russia gets demonized, but you're talking about xenophobia, whereas I'm talking about race. These are two different things, right? Because Russian and Slavic are not races. And so, yes, we can address the fact that it is more nuanced. But for example, when we look at the Rwandan example, yes, the Tutsis were given more privileges, even by the Belgians, even by the Germans, but they were still all colonized. Like, even if there was a hierarchy of preference where they did give the Tutsis much more administrative control over the Hutus, even though they gave them some type of wealth privileges, they still colonized all.
Yeah,
that's the difference, right? And the Tutsis were still subject to colonization. They were not perceived as equals. They were still perceived to be beneath the white people. Exactly. And at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, that the animosities that were escalated by the colonizers led to the Rwandan genocide. Okay, so my point is that yes, you can agree that hierarchies are created within colonized populations because it makes it easier logistically. Western Europeans don't have enough manpower to be able to colonize everybody, so because they can't logistically do that, they try to create these hierarchies so they can have no, we're talking about Tutsis in Rwanda during the genocide, not in Congo. So we understand that these hierarchies are created, but just because these hierarchies are created, it doesn't mean that everybody is not colonized. All Rwandans were still colonized and were still subjugated to different levels and degrees.
I agree with that. I agree with
exactly. And so
black people in the Rwanda had the power. It was ruled by the whites, but like it is the same strategy. Like It's a divide and conquer. The same with Russia and Ukraine. It's divide and conquer Slavs. They used it in the Croatian Independent Republic under the Nazi control. They wanted to divide Slavs between the Croats and Serbs. They did a genocide against the Serbs in the 40s, and also they funded the Ukrainian nationalists, which were very anti-Polish, anti-Russian, and the Germans and the Western Europeans have been doing this century, not only to Slavs but also to Africans, to Middle Eastern people, to people around the world. It's a
Nobody, wait, hold on. Nobody denies that, but the problem is that when you're looking at this hierarchy, black people are at the bottom of that hierarchy. Nobody denies the fact that all these different groups of people that you just mentioned are negatively impacted. Nobody denies that. But the point here is that when you look at that hierarchy, black people are at the bottom of that hierarchy. And that is because of this hierarchy that Western Europeans created, right? Western Europeans created a hierarchy where they were going to be on top of the hierarchy and black people were at the bottom of the hierarchy and everybody else was in between, which is precisely why as a black person, right, that anti-black racism can be felt even in Eastern Europe, even though Eastern Europeans did not actively colonize. Even though Eastern Europeans didn't actively colonize countries in Africa, as a black person, you still experience racism within Eastern Europe. Like the furthest east I have gone was Hungary, okay? And even within Hungary, my Hungarian friend literally told me that that I can't leave Budapest because she couldn't protect me in case something were to happen to me outside of Budapest, right? So
yeah, it's true, but like
yeah. So my point is, right? My point is that yes, we can agree that Eastern Europeans, I would never deny that Eastern Europeans have suffered under the hands of Western Europe. I mean, under Germany alone, when we look at what they did in Belarus during World War II, right? When they were unaliving countless people, right? Within just a span of a couple of days. Nobody denies that. But my point is that I'm talking about racism and the racial hierarchy and not like other forms of bigotry. If that makes sense. And I can definitively tell you right now, there is no other people group that is being sold as slaves today in 2025 like Black Africans are. And Black Africans today in 2025 are being auctioned off and sold as slaves.
only in Libya.
In Libya, exactly. In
Yeah, but they are
Libya,
Arabs, they are
in
not white.
Egypt, in Libya, in Egypt.
But they are Arabs.
Well, yeah, but they're also getting funding from the EU.
I don't think that the Libya, maybe Egypt, but the Libyan government doesn't get funding
It
from
does.
you.
Within
Of course
Libya,
not.
it does.
They are funding the opposition.
No. Within Libya, the government, the Tripoli government, is also getting funding. Not only the Haftar government.
No, he's literally having a civil war with the pro-Europeans.
No. The Tripoli government is getting funding. It's getting funding in the form of what's called control, border control.
Isn't Libyan government pro-Russian?
The Tripoli government?
Yeah, I think he's.
I'm not too sure. I can check if they're pro-Russian. But I know that the
was
Tripoli
17.
government
I had
is
today my
getting...
birthday.
Hold on. The Tripoli government is getting funding from the EU as like a form of what's it called? For border control. And also the ships that they use, like the Libyan Coast Guard, the ships that they use, they got it from the French and the Italians. And it's the Libyan Coast Guard that is actively also dragging the asylum seekers back from the Mediterranean Sea and then putting them in the detention camps where they get sold into slavery.
I am not lying. Today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, but Haley is accusing me of lying because I was 17 before and now I'm 18.
You're
Today.
18?
Yeah, today I'm 18.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I mean, I sound a little bit drunk, you know, and it's because of my birthday, you know. I was celebrating, I got drunk with my grandma.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you had a nice birthday with your grandma.
I'm not lying, dude. I'm not lying. I mean, I was 17 2 months ago, Haley. 2 months. Thank you, bro.
So yes, it says here that the Tripoli government also gets what's called. The Tripoli government does also get funding from the EU. Since 2017, it has received the Libyan border control alone, not even the whole government, just the border control alone, has received $450 million, 450 million euros from the EU.
Really?
Since
I don't know, but
2017.
like he's pro-Russian, isn't he?
I mean, they could still politically be pro-Russian, but when it comes to migrant control, because again, you have to understand, like the assistance that they receive is not only financial support, but they also receive patrol boats. They receive training for Libyan security forces and the Libyan Coast Guard. They receive ships. They receive like development projects as well to help them deter migrants from crossing so like the whole point is that they work to prevent people from crossing the Mediterranean Sea. And so the Tripoli government is also receiving that money, and the problem is that the Tripoli government, both of them, whether it is the Haftar led government and the Tripoli one, they both are involved in the slave trade.
Yeah, but like in the Libya, it's not solely based on race. It's mostly based on like they under Gaddafi. Even if I love Gaddafi, but the immigrants were treated not very good. But after Gaddafi fell, they were treated even worse, and illegals were very easy to enslave. So they enslaved illegals. And it's based on because it was easy. It wasn't based like it wasn't based on like race.
It is
Like
based on
every
race.
illegal is.
No, it is based on race, because when we look at the people who they're enslaving, the people who they're selling, the people who are their
Because
auction.
most of illegals are blacks.
No. I have never ever, like, again, like I have extensively done research into this. I have never ever once saw a Syrian refugee in Libya getting sold into slavery.
But illegal?
Yes, I'm talking about refugees. I've never ever seen a Syrian refugee, because there are Syrian refugees, right? I've never ever seen a Syrian refugee in Libya get sold into slavery. What I do see is black Africans actively being sold and also actively being targeted, whether it is when they're being held for ransom, whether it is when they're like being targeted. There is a racial component to it, because there are so many different types of refugees in Libya currently. So the fact that we're only mostly seeing like black people experiencing that it shows that there is a racial component.
I mean, but like still, if you are like Slavic or white person, you will go to I don't know, Tanzania or how was it called? Go to Zanzibar, for example. They will receive many like racism from the black people, and I'm not saying that they are bad people. I'm just saying that you will still receive a lot of racism from their population. And
Where?
most of Africa, except for the Madagascar, because Madagascar loves us.
No, but again, when you go to what's called, it doesn't like as a white person, like you don't receive, like you don't have your material conditions impacted by a black person. Like I could sit here and I can tell you, I don't like you, for example, but me saying that does not affect your material conditions. It doesn't affect your life. It doesn't change your life. Right? But when we look at the African continent, though, we have so many different groups of people actively, literally determining the life and death of like millions of black African people on their own continent. The fact that Black Africans on their own mother continent cannot even go to North Africa without risking enslavement, that is crazy. That is actually genuinely really crazy.
I mean, in some way, it does affect me because when you have a minority, for example, in Slovakia, and the minority decides to, for example, hate all the white people, they will start doing terrible things to white people. If, for example, like you have 400,000 of Roma people, and they decided that they hate all Slovak people, or all Hungarian people, or anything.
Yeah, but that's xenophobia. That's not racism. Because Slovak is not a race, Hungarian is not a race.
Yeah, but like like the white people, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, but what you're describing is xenophobia, like hatred for the foreign.
But like they are in my country, for example, that's not xenophobia. Xenophobia is against foreigners, but they are Slovak. Just they are ethnically Roma, or let's say that they would be black.
Oh yeah, anti-Romani hatred. Yes, there's a name for that. It's called anti-Tsiganism.
Yeah, I mean, like generally, if they would develop this anti-white sentiment, they would start attacking white people.
They don't, though. Like white people as a whole are not oppressed because of their race.
I mean, some of them do. Like I have a friend who was attacked by a Roma person for literally no reason.
Yes, but we're talking about oppression. We're talking about prolonged, unjust treatment to a whole community. You are comparing like white people not experiencing racism based on their race to, let's say, white people being able to bomb democracy into a country because they feel like it. The fact that white people can just randomly go to, let's say, Iraq and bomb Iraq because they say, oh, they might have weapons of mass destruction, and 1.5 million people die because of it. When white people just go and they drone strike random African villages and they just kill like 8 or 9 or 10 people per time. This is not something that is happening to white people. Like, white people are not being oppressed by their race. They're not getting fired because of their race. They're not getting racially profiled because of their race. They're not getting unalived. Like, they're not being oppressed because of their race. As a community, they're actually benefiting off of the oppression of others. Whereas when we look at racial oppression to other groups of people, this is having immense material conditions, whether it is causing death, whether it is causing wage gaps. People are poorer because of their race. People receive less payment. They're plagued with so many different issues because of their race. White people are protected from this. And plus, white people don't even have their humanity challenged. Like, on a day-to-day basis, a white person doesn't have their humanity challenged, whereas a black person, for example, you do have your humanity challenged on a day-to-day basis. When you see people who look like you die by the thousands and nobody gives a shit, that is the world telling you that your life doesn't matter. Whereas when you see, let's say, Ukrainian refugees getting invaded and then the whole world mobilizes to save them, that is them telling you that white Ukrainian life matters, which is why we're all mobilizing to save them, right? And so these are things at every single level where people are having their humanity challenged on a day-to-day basis because the world keeps telling you you're not even human. That is not something that white people experience.
But like the struggle with Ukrainians or the very strongly pro-Ukrainian propaganda isn't based on race, it's based mostly on geopolitics. Like, they are doing the same with Taiwanese people, they are doing the same people with Xinjiang, which, by the way, they are not being oppressed. Like, that's all like American lie. But
no, they did not do this with Xinjiang. They weaponized it, yes, but they were not going around humanizing people in Xinjiang. If you want geopolitics, you could talk about the geopolitics.
It's true,
Wait, hold on. You could talk about the geopolitics of East Africa, for example. I understand what you're talking about, right? You could talk about the geopolitics of like how America and Russia can fight each other on the African continent, but the victims have never been humanized. People don't go around saying these victims could be our neighbors, they could be us. That's what they were doing with Ukrainians. They were actively with Ukrainians. They were on the news saying, these people could be our neighbors. These people could be us. They look like us. They're not supposed to be refugees. These are things that they were doing. I don't see Ukrainian refugees getting trafficked. I don't see them getting enslaved. I don't see them like getting... They could have done that with Syrians. Because also technically with Syrians, Bashar al-Assad was actively being supported by Russia. Right? But I did not see people on the news talking about we need to save as many Syrian lives as possible and prevented them from dying. We literally saw Syrians dying en masse in the Mediterranean Sea, even though this could have also been used geopolitically against Russia and against Iran. Both of them supported Bashar al-Assad. But when it came to Ukrainians, yes, that geopolitical element exists 100%, but that racial component also exists because they still used Ukrainians against Russia, but they also guaranteed them safe passage to Western Europe and guaranteed them safe integration into Western Europe. I did not see Ukrainians dying on the way.
So what about the DPRK? Because many refugees from the DPRK get, not only they get safe, but they also receive so many payments for telling false stories.
North Korea?
Yeah, the DPRK.
North Koreans get dehumanized. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but like the people that are escaping from the North Korea, they are receiving so many payments for spreading lies about...
Wait, but they could get help, but they still get dehumanized. What are you talking about? They depict them as like these mindless zombies.
Yeah,
like they get actively dehumanized.
They do get dehumanized, but
yes, but Ukrainians don't get dehumanized.
My point is that they are not getting the refugees are not getting dehumanized.
They do. North Koreans get Ukrainians
South
do
Korea,
not.
But in the West, no.
Wait, Ukrainians do not get any type of dehumanization. That is the point. Ukrainians don't get dehumanized. They don't see them as hordes of Ukraine. Like, Western Europe accepted more than 4 million Ukrainian refugees. I don't see far-right parties talk about all the Ukrainian refugees that Western Europe accepted. I don't see far-right parties talking about what Ukrainians committing crime and bringing all this different, like, they don't get dehumanized. They don't even get mentioned.
I saw many. Like, for example, there in Czech Republic there is a SPD, which are far-right party, which openly dehumanizes Ukrainians. In Hungary, Orban dehumanizes Ukrainians.
Wait, how does Orban dehumanize Ukrainians?
I mean, they are saying that they don't want hordes of Ukrainians, but also mainly the Czech Republic, the Tomio Okamura, who's in the SPD, they are openly...
Wait, hold on. How does Viktor Orban... Wait, what?
Yeah, he doesn't want the Ukrainians in his country, and he's openly dehumanizing them, that they are basically hordes of migrants, and the same thing does in...
Wait, but this is against the country, though.
No, he's also against the migrants, and he's also against he's also dehumanizing them, and also that's...
Wait, does he say they commit crime and all that stuff?
I don't know if Orban, but in Czech Republic, the SPD, which is now in parliament, they are doing that. The motorist party, the second largest far-right party in Czech Republic, is also doing that. In my country, in Slovakia, there is the Slovak National Party, which is also doing that. They are dehumanizing Ukrainians. They are talking about like how they are all Yazis, how they are all...
Wait, but that's different.
Crimes.
Hold on. That is what Russia is saying. Whoa, hold on. That's different. Wait, hold on. That's different, right?
They are not talking about the country.
Viktor Orban has differentiated between Ukrainian refugees and other migrants, saying that refugees fleeing Ukraine receive all the necessary help in Hungary, while migrants seeking better living conditions are stopped.
Okay, maybe Orban was
Justifies
better
this
than
approach by emphasizing Hungary's historical challenges and distinguishes between migrants and refugees based on their circumstance. Since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Hungary swiftly opened its borders to Ukrainians,
maybe not Hungary, but
offering
like, look at Czech
shelter,
Republic.
food, and coordinated humanitarian aid, and Orban stressed Hungary's readiness to care for Ukrainian refugees and has called Hungary a steadfast ally of Ukraine and its people.
Okay, maybe not Hungary, but the Czech Republic, the motorist party.
Yeah, but you realize how Hungary changed, though.
Okay,
You
not
realize.
Hungary.
Wait, hold on. No, but you
Let's talk
realize
about Czech
that.
Republic.
Wait, no, but you realize the difference of how Hungary treated other refugees in comparison to Ukrainian refugees.
Okay,
Why?
But the Czech Republic.
No, but why? Why do you think Hungary humanely treated Ukrainian refugees, but when it came to other refugees, they were literally kicking children?
I mean, maybe it's because of the race, but like.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
but let's talk about the Czech Republic. They are doing like how is it? Philip Turek? He made a statement that he doesn't want Ukrainians in his country because they will bring all the weapons from the war and they will start shooting people. They will start doing crimes because that's what happens in a
Wait,
war.
but do you see the difference between that and letting people drown? Do you see the difference? Let's be honest with yourself, right? Refugees from Africa and refugees from the Middle East are drowning by the thousands in the Mediterranean Sea, and they're being left to drown on purpose. Do you see the difference? Ukrainians are not dying. Like, Ukrainians are not dying from Ukraine to Western Europe. They're not being left to die. Whereas these other refugees are being left to die on purpose, mind you.
Yeah, but
Like,
you
let's
made a
be
point
honest.
about the
Let's be
far-right
honest with
parties.
let's be honest with ourselves. Do you not see the difference?
Yeah, but like you told a point about the far-right parties, and I told you many examples of far-right parties which is
Can you please address this point? Why am I not seeing Ukrainian refugees die en masse everywhere, but I'm seeing refugees that look like me die en masse
I
or
mean,
being enslaved?
because they are overseas. Like it's harder to get to Europe overseas than
No, not only the Mediterranean Sea. I'm talking about refugees also who come from who are like from the Middle East. They go through Belarus. They get stuck in the middle, in the forests. They also are left to die there.
Russia doesn't allow immigrants.
I'm not talking about Russian immigrants. I'm talking about like Iraqi, Syrian immigrants.
Russia doesn't allow
They were
immigrants in
invited.
his
No,
country.
hold on. They were invited to go to Belarus, and then from Belarus, they're being told they can go to Western Europe, and they get left to die in the middle. I'll show you
Because
videos.
Russia doesn't allow immigrants in there. They allow immigrants, but they don't. They have a long. It's a long process. You have to do a long process, and if you are illegal immigrant, you get to the prison for 2 years, to the Siberian prison.
Hold on.
How am I pick me, dude?
My point is, like, even within like Eastern European, like when people are trying to move from Eastern Europe to Western Europe, they're still left there, whereas Ukrainians are not left there.
I mean, some of them are, but
No,
like,
they're
yeah,
not. No, they're not.
I mean,
No, they're not. They're not. Let's be honest. Now you're being disingenuous. Now, if you're going to tell me that Ukrainian refugees are treated as equally as all the other refugees, you're lying. You're flat out lying.
They are not. They are not. But
Okay,
there are
they're
still
not.
Some of the, for example, try to go to Czech Republic as Ukrainian. You will not. You will not go. You will be stopped.
From a Ukrainian refugee and an African refugee, who gets treated worse?
I mean, African.
From a Ukrainian to a Middle Eastern refugee, who gets treated worse?
African.
Why?
I mean, also Ukrainians have a more similar culture to Slovaks and to other Eastern Europeans and to all Europeans. So yeah.
So
But
then
like,
it's not about human rights, it's about culture.
in some way, yes. Like, for example, if I tried to go to go to Syria, I would probably get shot too.
No, you don't, because Europeans always go to all these different countries. They don't get shot.
I mean,
Europeans always go to Africa and they enjoy their time there. They get privilege there. They don't get shot. That's a lie.
If I went there illegally, if I went there on a boat, there I would be probably shot.
There's no such thing as, first of all, illegal asylum seeking. Asylum seeking is asylum seeking. The point is that there are no legal pathways or easier pathways for people to seek asylum. Like, everything is being made extra difficult for people depending on where they come to. Because technically, Ukrainians also illegally moved, by the way.
Yeah, of course, and I'm against
Because
that.
Ukrainians were not in the Schengen. They were not in the EU. But the EU decided to cancel all of these laws to allow Ukrainians to move to Western Europe without applying for a visa. I don't know why that's not being addressed. So Ukrainians also illegally went to Western Europe and they were not killed.
Yeah, but I'm against that. I generally don't want too much immigration from any country. I respect, for example, the minorities that are home to other countries, the Roma people. I want to make better living conditions for that. But I fear that if there would be too much diversity, that there would be a civil war in the future, because we would differentiate between each other so much that. I mean, we wouldn't have a same identity. Like, for example, in Russia, many ethnic group has the same Eurasian identity, which is not the Russian identity is tied to Eurasian identity, not the Slavic identity. So they share the common national identity. But for example, in the Western European countries, like Great Britain, their identity is not purely, but mostly based on race. And if you allow a lot of immigrants there, you wouldn't have a share of the identity, and it would lead to chaos. But that's why we need to apply Eurasian identity in all Slavic and Eastern European countries to have little bit of multiculturalism, but also share one national identity.
Listen, people would not be seeking asylum if Europe and the West didn't go around destroying other countries. So nobody wants to leave their home. The reason as to why they're being forced to have to seek asylum elsewhere is because the West keeps going around messing up people's countries. So if you are a person who says you don't want immigration and you don't want refugees, then fine. What you need to be dealing with is the fact that the West keeps going around destroying people's countries. Right? When the West is going around destroying other people's countries, when the West is going around funding different genocides, it creates refugees. So you cannot blame the people who are seeking asylum for a situation that they did not create. Maybe Western countries and maybe even Russia and maybe even China need to stop funding all these genocides and destabilization
What genocide
efforts.
has China and Russia funded? They were open against every genocide. Yes, they were.
Sudan.
Russia is supporting the Sudanese government, and China.
No, it's also supporting the RSF. The RSF has. The RSF literally has been found with Chinese and Russian drones.
Why China has never funded any of groups in Sudan, and
it has again, specifically the Norinco group. There have been Chinese weapons that were found, and drones as well, including
because China is trading with countries like
the UAE, knowing full well that the UAE is funding the genocide.
Yeah,
So
and
maybe
China
China
is
needs to
trading
do
with
its
the
due
whole world.
diligence.
So they are indirectly getting the Chinese weapons. And also,
And
like,
also the Soviet Union, like not Russia, but the Soviet Union funded the Eritrean genocide.
no, they didn't.
Yes. Yes, they
You know,
did.
there was a beef between the Somalia and Eritrea,
No,
but
there was
like
no beef between
after
Somalia and Eritrea. It was
Somalia,
between Ethiopia. No, there was no beef between Somalia and Eritrea. It was between Ethiopia and Eritrea. I'm talking about. And Ethiopia, Mengistu was his number one backer was the Soviet Union while he was genociding Eritreans.
they were helping the Eritrea because not the Eritrea, they were helping the Ethiopia because to help the people because they wanted to fund the socialism. They weren't funding the
They were
genocide.
literally giving him MiG jets to airstrike us. What are you talking about?
That's bullshit.
If I gave you proof right now, would you be okay with it?
That's obviously bullshit. Soviet Union was never.
It was wait, the
Never.
Soviet Union was the wait, hold on. Do you agree that Mengistu was genociding Eritreans?
I don't know. I don't know about it.
Do you not know what Mengistu was doing to Eritreans?
No.
Okay, so he was genociding us. He literally was airstriking our civilian places, spots, actively. He was using napalm on us. He was using cluster bombs on us. He was airstriking our civilian infrastructure. EPLF that was fighting against Mengistu, there was the Eritrean People's Liberation Front. It was a Marxist-Leninist group, right? Mengistu wasn't actually one, right? So he actively was genociding Eritreans with the help of the Russians, or the Soviets, sorry.
I don't know. I will look it up, but it seems like bullshit. Russia has always sided on the right side of history. Russia is our big.
So this is what Mengistu was doing to Eritreans. There's video for I'm Eritrean, by the way, right? Which is why I'm very well aware of this topic. This is what he was doing to Eritreans.
I don't know. I will look it up.
70 years. It threatens the lives of millions of people. But only rarely does the outside world get a glimpse of the struggle. Tonight, dramatic footage of the Ethiopian army's grim path of destruction through its rebellious northern province of Eritrea. A report from the front lines tonight. Seen or heard it before.
These are the jets that he received from the Soviet Union, by the way.
But you know, the threat doesn't mean that they were supporting it. For example, like Russia has international sanctions against them, so they have to find a trade partner.
Wait, this is what was happening to Eritreans. There's footage.
Okay, but like Soviet Union didn't support it, but like
Yes, it did. The Soviet Union was actively knew what Mengistu was doing. They knew what he was doing. He did it from Mengistu was genociding Eritreans from 1975 until 1991. So the Soviet Union knew this.
I will use example of Israel and Palestine with Russia and China, for example.
Israel was also supporting Mengistu. Isn't that crazy?
Wait. I'm talking about nowadays, like the Russia and China are trading with Israel, but that doesn't mean that they are supporting their G side.
They were giving them, hold on. But they were not only economically trading with Mengistu. They were giving him the weapons to genocide Eritreans.
I don't know. I will look it up.
Wait, hold on. Give me a second.
It seems like bullshit to me.
Give me a second. Let me read to you writing from my liberation movement, the EPLF, because they actively condemned the Soviet Union because of all the shit that the Soviet Union was doing.
Because of revisionism, but not.
It's not revision. It's not revisionism. It's not revisionism. It's actually anti-revisionism. Give me a second. So this is a statement from the EPLF from 1978, actually. So from 1978, they were condemning Russia. And the Soviet Union still continued trading with Mengistu up until 1991. So this is an official paper from the EPLF. You can see here. Hold on. This is from the EPLF, 1978. You can see it right here. And then they say statement on Soviet aggression in Eritrea. They say here, for quite some time now, and in a bitter, ironic reversal of history, the Soviet Union has been vehemently pursuing a political, military, strategic objective of weakening and changing the superiority of the EPLF in the military and political field. It says here, the fascist Derg mobilized all the manpower and war material it can muster and launched towards the end of last July an all-out multi-pronged strategic offensive in order to annihilate the Eritrean people and crush their just struggle. The first phase of the offensive, however, utterly failed to achieve a strategic objective. It is at this juncture and under these circumstances that the Soviet Union decided, realizing that albeit all the highly sophisticated destructive weapons and military advice it was providing the Derg would never defeat the Eritrean people's struggle. And then it says here, hold on. Here you go. It says here, the Soviet Union has armed the Ethiopian fascist junta with more than $1 billion worth of highly sophisticated, highly destructive, MiG-23 included weapons. The executed by Soviet war experts and generals, Soviet generals and other high-ranking officers are leading this deplorable offensive. Hundreds of Soviet troops, pilots, and marine are involved. The heavy guns and artillery shelling our positions are fired and manned by Soviet troops. The MiGs, which are starving our liberated areas and civilian centers, are flown by Soviet pilots. The Soviets are so much involved that their warships are shelling our positions. They have used land crafts to land enemy troops and tanks to reinforce the Eastern Front. The direct involvement of the Soviet Union is not further limited to battlefields only. Soviet jets are mercilessly destroying economic and social setups of the Eritrean people. It is bombing schools and hospitals. Soviet-manned MiG-21 and MiG-23 jets are indiscriminately bombing and destroying entire villages, killing thousands of civilians and dispersing thousands more and burning crops. Soviet reconnaissance planes are spying behind our defense lines using infrared lights and other sophisticated equipments. Although the Soviets would undoubtedly deny their unjust intervention and aggression, we have amassed sufficient evidence which conclusively establishes the Soviet intervention at the indicated level. We have intercepted their messages. The Ethiopian prisoners have confirmed it. These prisoners of war can be interviewed by anybody concerned. A helicopter shot down by our forces on December the 1st, 1978, while spying and taking pictures, was piloted by a Soviet officer. The barbaric offensive launched by the Soviet Union has resulted in the death and destitution of thousands of innocent Eritreans. Over 154 villages have been partially or totally damaged. Over 100,000 people made homeless. More than 4,700 dead or seriously injured, and 8,000 people are undergoing medical treatment from wounds incurred in these fascistic raids. And it says here, in view of the obtaining tragic and acute human problem, the EPLF calls all peace-loving peoples and humanitarian organizations to channel much-needed humanitarian aid to the war victims. The Eritrean people need help. The EPLF calls all peace, justice, and freedom-loving peoples, governments, and organizations to condemn Soviet intervention and Soviet crimes in Eritrea.
And this was, by the way, another weapon that was given by the Soviets on Eritrean ground when it crashed.
And where is the genocide claim? Like, thousands of people being dead isn't a genocide.
No. Thousands of people was just in. Wait, hold on. Thousands of people was just in this part, in this section.
So show me where it is. So show me the article or something.
We lost like 10 to 20% of our population.
But show me where it is written that it's genocide.
Wait, are you saying Eritreans were not genocided for 30 years?
I don't know. Show me the proof if they were or not.
Wait, why are you claiming to talk about it if you don't know anything about it? Respectfully.
I don't know about Eritrea that much.
Okay, so if you don't know about it, then like don't talk about it. So here in the first part, they do talk about annihilation of Eritrean people. Do you think that collectively punishing people and saying that you don't care if all Eritreans die is a genocidal statement?
It is genocidal statement.
Okay, so that was a statement by Haile Selassie, and also Mengistu made that statement. In that he didn't care if all Eritreans died as long as he got the land. Both Haile Selassie and Mengistu have made that statement. And also, they would go into villages and they would kill like thousands in one day. For example, when they went to Asmara in the 1970s and they attacked in Asmara and surrounding villages, in like a day or two, they killed 3,000 people. When they went to a city called Sheb, they also killed about 400 people. They just ran them over with tanks. There were some villages called Ona where they went there in one day, they killed like 800. So they also actively used starvation as a weapon of war, where they forcibly would destroy food and humanitarian aid because they wanted to starve people. And so over 1 million died in like Tigray and also in Eritrea during that time because of starvation. And that starvation was man-made, by the way. It wasn't because there was less food, like no food, but because the food was being purposely destroyed by the Ethiopian military.
Okay, I will look it up on the Soviet intervention in it, like if it was just a trade or if they were actively supporting the genocide.
They were actively supporting the Ethiopians while they were genociding us.
I will look it up. I mean, I cannot trust you because, like, I have the first time I heard this thing, but like, I will look it up in the future, or maybe right now after the stream, I will look it up. But except this, Russia actively were against almost every genocide that's happening in the world. Like, I mean, they stand with Palestine, they stand with the Sudan,
No, they don't stand with Sudan, because the Wagner Group, for example, is actively on the ground in Sudan.
Not Russia. Wagner Group, not Russia.
Yeah, but Russian weapons have also been found in Sudan.
Yeah, Russian weapons were found, but the Wagner Group, the Russians till the 2024 were neutral in this, and since 24 they were supporting Sudanese government, but the Wagner Group has also its interests. The Wagner Group is a private military, which most of its funding come from its own. Like, they get also funded by Russia, but they mostly make their money from mining minerals in Africa and mining stuff in Africa. So they have different how is it called? Different not goals, but different. I don't know how to say it, but they have different, let's say, different goals than the Russian government. They want, like, for Russian government, it's strategically good to support the Sudanese government, and for the Wagner Group, it wasn't. But like, since the Wagner Group was dismantled, Russia started actively supporting the Sudanese government.
No, but I'm saying recently, Russian-made weaponry and military equipment has been found with the RSF. When we look at assault rifles, when we look at pistols, when we look at armored vehicles, when we also look at new drones, they were found.
Yeah, Russia is trading with UAE and with the Saudi Arabia. So it's
Yeah, but
trading
Saudi
with
Arabia is supporting
multiple.
the Sudanese military, not the RSF. The point is, if you know that the
Oh, Saudi Arabia
UAE,
is supporting RSF.
no, Saudi Arabia is supporting the SAF, not the RSF.
Really?
Yes, Saudi Arabia is supporting the Sudanese military, not the
I mean,
RSF.
a week ago I looked it up and it says that Saudi Arabia is supporting the RSF. But
No,
okay,
the
but
Saudi
they are
Arabia is
still
supporting.
trading.
Saudi Arabia
But
is
they are
supporting
still
the
trading with
S.
the UAE and
No, Saudi
UAE.
Arabia is supporting the SAF, which is the
Okay, but
Sudanese
still,
military.
the UAE is trading with Saudi Arabia. They're trading with Russia. They are trading with multiple
Yeah, but
countries.
they're not. I'm not talking about economic trade. I'm talking about military trade. If you know that a country is committing genocide, why would you send them weapons, knowing full well that all the weapons are going to go to that was called? Everybody knows that the reason as to why the genocide in Sudan has gotten worse, has escalated, has reached the levels that it has reached is because the UAE is funding the genocide. And if you know that the UAE is funding the genocide, then if Russia actually legitimately cares about genocide, it should have implemented an arms embargo. It could economically
Do you
trade
know
with the
why?
UAE, fine, but it could have implemented an arms embargo. But the fact that it still continues selling arms to a country that is committing genocide, that shows that it doesn't actually care.
Russia is in a war economy. Their whole industry is solely based on weapons, and they also got a surplus of weapons, and they are getting like there are 20,000 sanctions on Russia, so they are taking every opportunity to trade so they wouldn't collapse, and they are trading with Azerbaijan, which has also committed genocide on Armenians. They are trading with. They are trading with the UAE, and also many weapons are from the Wagner era, which they also received weapons from Russia. But that doesn't mean that they don't
Wait, but
support the
then they're
Sudanese
supporting a
government.
genocide, regardless. Like, you can say for whatever reason that Russia is
But
doing
they are
it,
not.
fine,
You know,
but
but
they're
like,
still funding the country doing the genocide.
okay,
That's just a
so you
fact.
know, uh,
America are sending weapons there. I don't care if we can sit here and say that America and for sending weapons to Israel while it's committing a genocide, then that should be the same thing to all the other countries' economy. If your economy is dependent on Africans dying, then fuck you and your economy. Your so fucking sick, bro. That is some sick shit. I'm so fucking sorry. What? You think Africans need to be sacrificed? Russia is trying to genocide you. The Middle East is trying to genocide you, bro. Everybody trying to get a piece of Africa. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Russia, Germany. Well, you know what, bro? Western hegemony, Russian hegemony, Chinese hegemony, everything needs to fucking collapse, bro. Anyway, Vits, you were...
Hi, I'm 22.
Okay, you were saying before that there is no slavery in Libya?
Yeah. Not and the way the media says it, I don't believe it's fully like 100% true. So what's actually happening, and obviously we see it happening there, like civilians there, people that don't own a slave. But what's it called? So the ones that control the borders alongside like Chad and stuff like that. So the people, so like Nigerians and also people from Chad, they Libya, trying to look for a better life, and the militants that they kind of take advantage of them, which is obviously horrendous. But they take the, I have so much in my mind that I need to articulate myself properly. So the black people, they come to the borders of Libya, trying to obviously flee their own country, to get into Libya, because Libya there's a better chance of life. There's better life opportunities and better work. So the militants there take those people, obviously illegally, they bring them into the country. They treat them very badly, which is extremely sad for me to say that they're treated horribly. And then they go into the country and they find jobs. So it's not the government that do this, but what the government is doing is that the government is stopping them from fleeing, which I think it's because obviously the government has contracts with the West to stop more Africans. There's actually agencies that take them in, and then they get paid by the hour when they work.
No, they do sell them. They sell them. We don't have to hide it. They sell them.
I'm not trying to hide.
No, you're trying to minimize it. They sell them.
No, I'm not trying to minimize it because
they do sell them, though. Do you disagree that they sell them?
What's the source that they do sell them?
There is video footage of them auctioning off people.
Is that recent or is it old footage?
What is old to you?
Because in 2011, during
2017, there was footage from 2017 or 2018.
Yeah, that's why I asked. That's why I asked. Yes. Okay. Sorry. I just saw the comment. It is trafficking. It is trafficking.
It's trafficking and slavery. So they do sell.
They don't sell them because they actually get contracts to work. And obviously Libya now.
Get paid?
There's a lot. They do get paid. Yeah, of course they get paid.
They don't. No, they don't. They do. Okay, 1 second. If I brought you a video of people getting auctioned off right now, would you concede?
Yeah, of course. I'll see it. Yeah. I don't mind. I'm just speaking of what I'm seeing when I go there. So when
I'm trying to tell you that when we as East Africans, I'm Eritrean, we don't get our news only from the media. We get our news from our family members.
Yeah, I know.
But we have family members who are sold there. That's how we get our news as well.
Okay.
Right? So for example, my cousin was sold into slavery. And he died. We lost contact of him. Okay? So my point is my point is when you're talking to people who are African, You're talking to people who not only get it from the media, who also get it from their family members, who get it from their friends. So
Yeah, I've actually also spoken to Africans who have been trafficked. So the family that they're working for now obviously saved them from the agencies that traffic them, and I'm getting my stories from as well. So I'm getting my stories from real life people that have actually gone through militants and.
the Libyan Coast Guards are also, the GNU is also involved, because the GNU actively gets asylum seekers from the Mediterranean Sea and then drags them back to the detention centers where they get sold into slavery as well. But yeah, here's an example of a video of them getting auctioned off.
A man addressing an unseen crowd. This is for farm work, he says. 400.
Did you hear what he said? Big strong boys for farm
Yeah.
work.
I'm just moving it a bit back because I can't see properly.
700. 700? 8. The numbers roll in. These men are sold for 1,200 Libyan pounds, $400 a piece. You are watching an auction of human beings.
Oh my god, I did not know that.
Another man, claiming to be off camera, someone asks, what happened to the ones from Niger? Sold off. Sold off, he's told. CNN was sent this footage by a contact. After months of work at
And look at this.
Sounds, seen, crouched at the back of the yard, a doing much of the scene. One by one, men are brought out as the bidding begins. 400, 500, 550, 600,
Yeah, okay.
650, 700. Very quickly, it's over. We are seen here refuses. We ask if we can speak to them, if we can help them. No, he says. The auctions are over. No, they admitted to us that they're
At the same time. Yeah, it is a problem. It is a huge problem because when I was talking about this in Libya with other Libyans, everyone was like, it's fake news because they're not being sold to like civilians, to other people. They're being sold to agencies that would obviously traffic them, and then that's when they get into the line of work.
They also do get sold to other people. They get sold to other people to work like on farms and stuff. And sometimes work as nannies.
Yeah,
So
that's probably like not, because I live in Tripoli, so that's not happening in, like, people aren't buying them in Tripoli. They're probably buying them in like in like the areas like rural areas and like less like small.
no, they also do. There are also people in Tripoli who get trafficked and who get enslaved in Tripoli too.
I think in Tripoli they get trafficked but not enslaved because the agencies in Tripoli are the ones that give these people their jobs and stuff. So what I think it's they undergo in slavery, and then that's when they get bought by the agencies, and then the agencies traffic them to do work and stuff like that. So no, I didn't know, Emma. I did not know about it. What I thought was trafficking, not slavery. I just found out now that it's slavery, and I'm literally admitting it. So I don't know why everyone is attacking me. I'm literally admitting it because I didn't know.
Yeah, so it is full blown slavery. There are areas like, for example, Sabha, which is in southern Libya. That's where a lot of the people are also getting sold in slave markets, and then they get brought to like Tripoli and stuff like that. They get forced to work there. There are also other areas in southern Libya like Al Qatran or Sabha's Abdel Kafi neighborhood where people are sold as well. In Western Libya, there are places where people are sold. In Tripoli, it's not very common to see open air slave markets, but people in Tripoli are still treated horrifically. They do get forced into forced labor, sexual exploitation, detention, extortion. I mean, I know many people on the ground in Tripoli right now who also don't even get treated by the doctor. I had a 22-year-old woman who came on my panel. She was Eritrean. She fell out of a building because the police in Tripoli as well, when they capture you, they give you to the slave gang so they can enslave you and sell you. So
Sorry, one second.
when police raided her home, she fled from the home, jumped off the building, broke her arm. She went to the doctor. The doctor told her they won't treat her. So she then was on my panel with a broken arm, 22-year-old. There have been instances where pregnant women, were giving birth or having miscarriages, and they were locked out of the UNICEF office, which, by the way, all of them said that once the UNICEF offices in Tripoli were taken over by Libyan officials, that they actively just let people die and they don't help them. So there were cases of pregnant women dying.
I just want to make one point, is that in Libya there's actually no police. The militants control everything, and obviously because there's no government, the government is extremely corrupt, and they're basically they kiss ass to the Western government. So all of that is happening, yes, but there is, after talking to obviously other people and seeing the things that are happening there's a lot more to this than just those points. Obviously, a lot more horrific stuff. I mean, it is a lawless land right now.
Yes, but like there are police. They might be fragmented. Yes, it's unstable. Yes, but there are security and law enforcement within Tripoli.
They don't really do anything. They only move based on like if the militants tell them what to do, that's when they'll do something. If they don't get any like like someone telling them what to do, then they actually won't do anything. Like even if
there's a difference between saying they won't do anything and they're not there. They are there.
By not there, I mean you don't see them. It's almost like they don't exist. Like them, like if you see, for example, a police station, they don't do much. Like it's almost like they're not there. That's what I mean by they're not there. No, I mean like physically, but I mean like it's like if they're gone, it's the same as.
They're fragmented, they're unstable, basically.
Exactly.
Nobody denies that they're fragmented and unstable. But the point is, whether it is the Tripoli government, whether it is the Haftar controlled areas as well, both of these areas do have slave trades, unfortunately. And they are actively participating in also forced labor. So it's not only trafficking, people are getting sold. And also the GNU is involved of buying people from Tunisia. I don't know if you knew this, but Tunisian Border Patrol also capture Black Africans in Tunisia and then sell them to Libya for like $13 per person.
Selling them. Okay, I did not know that they sell them.
They do.
What I've known is that because when black Africans come to the borders of the North African countries, they take them in and just traffic them. I didn't know that they sold them. Obviously,
they sell them. Yes, they sell them for $13 or up to $95 if they're women, because the women can be as sex slaves in Libya. So they do actively sell them, and like this is something that is very well documented, by the way, and it has been deemed a slave trade because number one, human beings are being treated as property where they are being sold on like open markets or detention centers. And they also are forced into labor. So they do work on like agricultural farms. They do work on different areas, maybe like as a house nanny or whatever it is. And also they do experience a lot of physical and psychological abuse. Like they literally get tortured. They get violated. They're starved. They get enslaved. Like it's really, really disgusting. Like if you talk to people who were victims of slavery in Libya, they have a lot of horrific stories. Even babies.
I only spoke to people who have been trafficked, and the stories they told me are disgusting. Honestly, the only thing I just want to mention about medical care in Libya right now, a lot of people, a lot of private because obviously the medical care system in Libya is a bit different. So there's public medical cares, and there's also private. Usually the private ones are a lot more popular, because obviously the public ones are just horrible because the government is the one that's behind them, and the government doesn't do anything. But the private ones, from what I've heard, obviously, so don't take this as like factual as in like it applies to everywhere. But I have heard that a lot of people are starting to complain that the medical care center, it's full of African Black Africans, and the reason why they complain is because a lot of actual Libyans, they're not taking any medical care. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Obviously, everyone deserves medical care. I'm just saying that it's not everywhere that they get denied medical care. It's only they get denied once they get captured, because from time to time the government, so and so, they do like sudden captures where they go around the streets and they start collecting African Americans. Oh my God, sorry, not African Americans. They start collecting Black Africans from the streets. So the Africans that come into the country, what they usually do is they stand on the streets and they wait for people to stop and ask if they want to work. So the governments from time to time, they would do like sudden captures where they start capturing them and then put them all in centers where what you mentioned earlier about refusing medical work and like treating them really badly. That's when it usually happens, when they get sudden captures, which is obviously it's unfair for them. But they do receive medical care on like the daily basis, and in terms of if they are currently working and they are currently free from the militants and the government control.
No, but you understand that
I do understand that it is happening.
Asylum
100%.
seekers, so the Black African asylum seekers were not receiving adequate care, medical care from hospitals, even public hospitals, and they were getting rejected on a regular basis. Like I talked to so many on the ground who actively get rejected and don't get treatment. And I'm not talking to you about like basic cold treatment. I'm talking to you about like pregnant women who refused treatment and then they just die, or women going through miscarriages. But the thing is, it's not only that. The internal security agency, or like the ISA, right, which is like a part of the Tripoli-based Libyan government, right? It closed down 10 human rights organizations this year. It accused the human rights organizations of giving like medical care to the asylum seekers and other humanitarian aid and humanitarian work, and said that because it's giving them that help, it's not those asylum seekers are not going to leave Libya, but instead stay in Libya, which is just not true, by the way. This is necessary humanitarian aid that is being given by these organizations like Doctors Without Borders, for example. The Libyan government shut down Doctors Without Borders.
The border is an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. It's
but I'm not talking about the border. I'm talking about the fact that this is why I'm saying that the Libyan-based government in Tripoli is also involved, because it shut down 10 human rights organizations that were on the ground helping people, and it kicked them out today.
Yeah, wherever there's corruption, the government is always involved. So,
yeah.
But yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So thank you so much for showing me this, because I had no idea that the slave obviously was happening. Do you mind?
They're on TikTok, by the way.
Sorry?
They're also on TikTok, by the way.
It never showed up, probably because I would go into Libya, so I would get like Libyan algorithm, and the algorithm doesn't show you anything about that.
No, I'm talking about Libyan enslavers and traffickers are on TikTok.
Yes, I know. What I'm saying is that it doesn't show to me, and it doesn't come up to me because my algorithm does not show me that. And so when I would check the videos, because a lot of the time the videos because in 2011 there was also something like that with Chad, and during the war in 2011 there was something like that. So people would always tell me to avoid videos, because not a lot of times, but some videos would be played out where they would be brought from the past and said that it's from the future. So I just avoided it completely, which is why I'm glad I found this opportunity now for you to tell me what's actually happening, because I can't really trust what people say or like the sources and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
So I would suggest looking into refugees in Libya. This is an organization that actively helps to work to help the refugees who are in Libya. It posts not only news on what's happening, but it also posts active videos.
Is that the name? Refugees in Libya?
Refugees in Libya, yes, that's the name. And it's legitimately horrific what's happening to people in Libya.
Okay, yeah. No, 100%. 100%. Thank you so much again. And
No problem. I'm gonna end the live soon, but if you have any questions, then that's perfectly fine. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're talking to any like black people who might be in Libya, you have to be careful because they might also be participating in the slave trade, so they might hide it from you. So you have to be careful.
The people I'm talking to are actually people who have gone through trafficking, okay. So they're working like they are, you know, they came here for
themselves.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. Exactly. No. Exactly.
Okay, perfect. If you have any other questions, that would be okay. If not, I'm probably gonna try to end the live.
Okay, I'm not gonna take too much of your time then. Until next time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Ma salama.
Ma salama.
But yeah, no. Oh, and Sea-Watch is also good, y'all. Sea-Watch International is also a really, really good. It's a German non-profit organization that actively tries to save people in the Mediterranean Sea, and they usually also always talk about like the Libyan Coast Guard. So Sea-Watch is also good. So if you guys want to learn more, Covey is Italian. It's crazy. What do you mean Covey is Italian? That's actually crazy. Thank you, Noura. But I was going to say Sea-Watch is really good. And also Refugees in Libya is also really, really good in my opinion. Yeah. What did he mean by I'm Italian? That's crazy. Why were you saying I was Italian? But I was gonna look into it. Hold on, let me show you this. Cause it's really bad. Like, it's so bad. Like the amount of people who are dying there. Oh my god, the mass graves that are being found. It is really, really, really bad. So I'll show you like some videos. Hold on. So I think I showed you guys this. Hold on. So this is from Tripoli, y'all. So let me show you this footage from Tripoli. Hold on. Covey owes me child support is crazy. What is up with my comments, bro? What the hell? So this is from Tripoli, y'all. This is from Tripoli. So, yeah. I'm sorry, look at this. You cannot tell me this is okay. Like, what the fuck is this shit, bro? In what world does this just happen? And people are, you know, just don't, like, yeah, I don't know. You know? It's actually crazy.
Really safe for us as girls.
anyways, I'm gonna end the live. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Who's looking after them? Nobody. Who's gonna look after them? You know? Nobody cares. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope y'all have or should I just end it with music? I don't know. It's, you know, this is like really fucked up. This is really fucked up. Actually, yeah. Music. Okay. I'm gonna end it with music because this is making me depressed. I'm not gonna lie. It makes me depressed, so I'm gonna end it with Eritrean music. I'm gonna end it with Eritrean music, y'all. Hold on. What should I play? What should I play? Ha ha ha. Okay, I'll play this. Yes, music time. Because it is very depressing, you know? So, I'm gonna play some music, y'all, before I end it. Oh, I want to play this one. I've already played this in the past, but I really like it. So I'm gonna play this one. Would you guys do that? Would you guys go against your parents for the person that you love? You know? It's a question that I ask myself. Would you guys go against your parents for the person that you love? Interesting question. Oh, sorry, y'all. I got a call. My bad, y'all. Got a call. Hold on, let me play it. No, it's Eritrean music, Haiti. He found her. Well. Haiti. No, literally. Oh my god, they stole the wheels of the car. Now the dad has to say okay. Oh. He does not look. Listen, tell me this person does not look guilty. Or this person. You're gonna tell me he don't look guilty? He probably was the first one to take the wheel. What about this person? Okay, this person does not look guilty, okay? He's staring head on. He's like, I'm not involved. I was just a watch out. Whereas these two people, look like they were the ones who stole the wheels, okay? They took one each, exactly. Hey. Their plan worked. Their plan worked. Isn't that crazy? But you know, that's not accurate, actually. An Eritrean dad would never say okay. The only inaccuracy about that is an Eritrean dad would still say nope. She just wanted to be outside in the streets. No, literally. But an Eritrean dad would still say, fuck no. What are you talking about? Eee. What was this braiding style again? Ooh, she's so pretty. What was this braiding style again? Does somebody remember? Hold on. Because, you know, people were like, oh, yeah, braiding, you know, it's just fashion. When you see, like, you know, white people or, like, non-African people or non-black people use braids, they just use it, you know, for fashion because it's so in. Oh, my God, I want to cosplay blackness, right? But we have specific reasons, right? So this braiding technique, where you have half of it to the side and then the rest of it to the back, this is called gamme. And this is the braiding technique that is worn by unmarried women, right? So if a woman is not married, she wears this braiding style. It's called gamme. And gamme can also be used on young women. So like if you want to call young women, you say, oh, that woman there is gamme, or that gamme there. Because the woman is literally, the braiding is for unmarried women, this particular braiding style. So, yeah. You see it? Like, you see it? The front part is like half of it like this, and then the rest is to the back. That is called gamme. Hey. 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 Otis. Hey. 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 Oh my God. You know what, Haiti? Oh my God. Hi, Clay. It's always nice to see you. Haiti has to be my biggest hater. Oh. This is another dance. Oh, not the ads. Always the ads. What are the men doing? This one, this is another dance that is so nice. Hold on. Look how beautiful, majestic she looks. Look how majestic. Explain to me who and what this is. Clay, I'm showing Eritrean music. It's Eritrean music. Look at, he fine, not gonna lie. But anyways. Yes, it is a shield. It's a part of Highland culture. Albaso, yeah. Look at all that gold. I feel like the way to an East African woman's heart is through gold. Am I wrong? to an East African woman's heart is gold. It's the African gene. That's the way. Exactly, Haiti. Literally. Okay, I'll do it. So you see how sounds PG-13, what she's saying. Literally, what she's saying sounds very, very PG-13. But she's literally telling the guy, inherit my body. saying warasa, okay? Which means like, inherit my body. And it's so interesting exactly how when she's singing it, all smiley, you know, it sounds like an innocent PG-13, you know? And like an innocent PG-13 song, you know? But then you hear the lyric, which means like, basically, you know, inherit my body. You're like, okay, hold up. Hey. What she's wearing here is traditional, but the original traditional one is made from like actual cowhide, so it's much darker in color. It's like dark brown. But yes, what she's wearing here is like traditional. And the head tattoo is also traditional, by the way. But this is like, you know, it's not like an actual tattoo what she has. But people do get like a cross tattooed on their forehead. And we do have, hold on, let me show y'all. We do have like traditional tattoos in my ethnic group. I'll show y'all. So it's called like wakato, you know? And it's like neck tattoos. Hold on. So I'll show y'all like the original, like they have tattoos. This is traditional. So they would have tattoos like this. Right? Or like this. You see that? The neck tattoo. And then the forehead. So this is like, you know, an Eritrean woman from my tribe, from my ethnic group. And usually the belief was, right, that these neck tattoos are actually good for your thyroid. So if a woman had like thyroid issues, she usually used to get like a neck tattoo. But yeah, these are traditional to like my ethnic group, you know? See? So you got the neck tattoo. Really beautiful, by the way. I just wanted to say... Oh wait, you only see black screen? You don't see my screen? Only Westerners? No, literally. But you see that? Beautiful tattoo on the neck. And then you have like this an older woman, see? She has the tattoos on her hands. See? All over her hands. And then the neck tattoo, she has it too. And then she has the forehead tattoo too. Right? So yeah, these are really, really beautiful. It's called wakato. Wakato means like basically like, you know, like how do you say wakato? Wakato means like stings, you know, because like they usually use like the stings with the ink and like literally like poke a hole, like, you know, they like old traditional type of tattoo design. It's not like new machine tattoo. So yeah, no, that's something that's really, really nice. So she is wearing, she's inspired by that. It was used as a form of ID back in the day too. It was used to identify the women's regions. Exactly. You see how beautiful that is? Imagine your tattoo, you being able to identify a person's region by their tattoo, where they're from. No, they're not wash off. They're not wash off tattoos. No, these are real tattoos. Okay, so DYT Maui wanted me to play Goi Ta'am Afwarki Sawa Shukor. I don't know this song, so let's see what song. Oh god. Oh my god. Why is this ad here? Okay, so this is a song. Okay. Oh, not the gun on the screen. Yeah, I like Shakor too, but I don't know the song. Hey. Oh, you see the tattoo also? There she is on her forehead, neck tattoos. Oh my god. Wrong song? Wait, which one did you want then? Hold on. Which one do you want? Which song do you want? This is literally the one. I did. Here you go. New Eritrean music. Goita Amaforki Sawa Shukor. This is literally it. DYT. Yeah, this is it. Goitom. Oh. Wait, that's the same thing though. Okay, hold on. New Eritrean music by Goi Aforki Sawa Shikor.
Ah, this one. Oh. I don't think I know this. Oh my god, the weapons. This one. Oh, wait.
إيه برهين أبي اللياي يا فلت كوي إيه برهين أبي اللياي يا فلت كوي تبين العوار ورغيبته كي يقولوا محمد تخاوسرون إيه برهين أبي اللياي
What is this? What is this song?
أبي اللياي يا فلت كوي تبين العوار ورغيبته كي يقولوا محمد تخاوسرون
Hey. Oh my god, the shorts. The shorts have seen both world wars. I feel like bothering her. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, have y'all seen this? I think it might be AI, y'all, and AI is not good. But that fit is hard. Are you kidding me? Yo, this fit has seen both world wars. What are you talking about? Yes, Eritrea was involved. Eritrea was involved in that. Askaris were sent in both world wars. So like Eritrean soldiers were colonized, were forced to fight in a war that wasn't theirs. Both my grandfathers were Askaris, yeah. Why?
Why? ما تشرشت مثل النقصة إذا كل فوق زقالي في كاية فرق خيل المشاتي واي خمتكو.
This is an interesting song. This one. So this song is about the I saw it last time. It was really nice. It's about the massacre that happened in Massawa. As you can see here, this is from the footage on the TV that you see is from that massacre.
ashes falling, children cry. The sour streets beneath the burning sky. Homes turn to dust, prayers lost in flame. Innocent souls, never spoken names. Brothers and sisters pulled from the stone. Mothers still search for those never home. The dark thought fear could silence the fight, but the spirit of my soul rose in the night. Oh, my soul, we carry your pain, the tears of your people. Still fall like rain. Scars in our hearts will never erase. Fan kills fire. Let freedom's fade.
I'm not too sure about the voice.
Remember, it whispers the cries, the city of salt, where so many die. But out of the ruins, the truth still appears. We stand strong. We are here, Eritrea. Echoes of bombs, but hope never dies. Through smoke and sorrow, our flag still flies. The blood of the martyrs, the price that we pay, carved into history. Their courage and grace. Your memory lives on. Through every tear, we're still holding strong. From ruins to freedom, we honor the brave. Your sacrifice echoes beyond the grave. Generations remember, the lessons are clear. Through pain and through struggle, we conquer our fear. No empire shall, no terror, no change can silence the people who rise once again. Oh, my soul, your story we see. From sorrow and ashes, new dawns will spring. Your courage and fire, forever we share.
So she's singing about Massawa, right? And Massawa is a city at the Red Sea, and they're still recovering from the shit that they experienced. And that is, Massawa was really, really fucked because, yes, the rest of Eritrea was getting airstriked 100%, but Massawa, so the rest of Eritrea, especially, hold on. So this is where, okay, so this little point over there is where Massawa is. And usually, the ones who are at the sea were fucked. Because the ones who were here, all over the highlands, they had like a lot of mountains to protect them, you know? So yes, there were a lot of airstrikes. Even the mountains were getting airstriked, mind you, okay? But the Red Sea part, that was just open. So they were not only getting it from the air, but they were also getting it from the sea. So you had Soviets and Israelis literally like perched at the sea,
and they used to hit them from the sea, and then they also used to get airstriked. And that's why, like, a lot of blood was spilled. The ones in the mountains, we used to get airstriked, that's true. But it was much harder to go on foot by tanks and stuff like that, because the mountains and the highlands, basically the geography protected a lot of Eritreans. But the ones who were at the Red Sea, they were fucked, because it's not very mountainous. You get fucked by the Red Sea, the ships at the Red Sea, and then also the airstrikes. So for that reason, like, a lot of blood was shed. Not only in Massawa, but also at the Red Sea in general. In the cities at the Red Sea, close to the Red Sea, a lot of blood. Literally, like, there are Human Rights Watch reports talking about, like, people burning, like, wood and stuff like that, right? So it was really bad, basically, there. By who? They're being airstriked by the Ethiopian military, but there was also help from, like, the Soviets. Like, Soviet pilots were also airstriking. Israeli pilots were also airstriking. Eritrea did not have many allies, not gonna lie. Some of the allies were, like, countries like Sudan and Somalia. But it didn't have, like, really a lot of allies. Majority of the allies, including the... Wait, sorry. Oh, what, Sanit? What did you want to say? A majority of the people, like, a majority of the countries were supporting, like, the Ethiopian military. Yes, yeah. So, like, a majority of people were, like, banking on Eritrea to fail. Exactly, the whole world was against Eritrea because they didn't want, even the African Union. I sent a song because I read the room wrong. Oh, what song did you send? It was supposed to be like a what's called live, by the way. Like, I didn't want it to be serious. Yeah, fuck the African Union, for real. They actually literally supported the people who are genociding us. But I heard Abera Beyene had a new song. Fiori, I was just about to play him. Look, I had his other song ready, but I wanted to play the song that you said, you know? Because I was about to play him anyway. Just got the E and no, literally. So let's hear... what song is this? Had it? Okay, there we go. So I don't even know this song. So this is gonna be a first reaction with me. Because this is a new song that was released just like 3 weeks ago. So let's listen to the song. Oh, Cindy, I didn't see it at all. I don't think any song sent from me. Sunit. Hey. Ah, okay, I got it now. I'll play that next.
Destiny. They're drinking honey wine, by the way. It's like mess. Salam, mas marami. Media. Hey, 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 hey. Oh my God. Calm down, sir. Fiori. Oh my lord. Why is he acting up? Too much honey wine. Oh my God. You reminded me of a story. Fiori. You reminded me of a story one day when me and my siblings were like, we were all sitting down, me and my siblings, okay? We were watching Eri TV. And you know, there was I forgot the name of the drama. It was like this really like drama where the man was kind of abusive, you know? And then at one point, I think he got angry at the woman for how she made bunna. So he like he hit her. And then after he hit her, he told her, "Yafkarake." Yafkarake, ilwa. And then my sister was like, "Easy unai." And then when she said that, my father got so angry. My father got so angry. When my sister said that to him. My dad was so angry. My sister like, and my dad got so angry. He just like got up and burst into the room and he didn't want to talk to her. I say. Oh, he's in love with the bride. Oh no.
Uh-oh. That's why he drank mess and then acted up. Meskinai. Hey, hey, hey. You know, one of these days I'll host a live where I just dance the whole live. The whole live, I'll just turn on music. You talking? You know, I used to go to Guaylas every weekend, every 2 weeks. I used to go to Guayla. This was mandatory, okay? Mandatory. I used to literally go to the Eritrean embassy school. And so, like, the Eritrean embassy had a school, and I used to go to the school, and they literally used to have, like, Guayla, like, literally every week, every 2 weeks, like on a Friday or something like that. And I used to go there every time, literally dance the whole time. You're sweating like hell, but you still dance. And then also the weddings. Don't forget the weddings. Also bride. One of the reasons why, well, of course, there are many other reasons, but one of the reasons why I really, like, when I do get married, regardless of who I get married to, I'm definitely going to have a traditional Eritrean wedding, because when you dance at a traditional Eritrean wedding and you're the bride and you're sweating, people come up and just put money on your body. They stick money on your forehead, on your chest. They stick money on your neck. Literally, you're going to be walking around looking like a piñata, okay? Literally, you're going to look fluffy with all the money that they stick on you. And because you're sweating from the dancing, it's going to stick on your body. You'll be invited to my wedding, but it's like, you'll be... Ati, Sunit! Are you gonna... What do you mean you'll be invited to my wedding? Is it happening? What are you talking about? I'd be so interested. No, girl, what are you talking about? سنيت بدحري زيادة ولا لا حراي كنت نقرني على كي نصغي تا مالت كي you're invited to my wedding كتب لغا وا anyways Cass. Men, how did you get the attention of a woman? You carry the heavy stuff. Just wanted to say that. You carry the heavy stuff, okay? When men used to carry stuff. Fiori. No, literally. حق أخي. أسي. Ooh. Oh my god, why is he attacking him? Oh
No, run. Hell, after him too. Back when men valued... No, literally! Back when men valued the courting process. Now men are just like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? You want a Netflix? What are you talking about? No courting. Literally. She got them beating each other. No, literally. A baddie. A baddie. What you do? Exactly. They ignore you the whole morning, the whole day, and then after 2 a.m., what you doing? And they don't even, they're too lazy to even spell what are you doing. They just say WYD. And then that's it. Essay. Eritrean Tigrinya. Sunny, should we do Eritrean dating show or East African dating show? I do that all, not gonna lie. I'm doing right now. Oh my God, Sir King. Why? Ooh, East African. Okay. I could do like an East African dating show. Essay. Not him stalking her, hell. Oh, now she's running away. Essay. This guy is too rough, okay? Listen, you have to be a bit softer. I don't know about the other women. Why are you doing this? Why are you being so rough? Be softer. Are you kidding me? Those are nice soft hands. Be a little softer with her. Why are you so rough? I don't know about y'all, but listen. Exactly, why did he do that? I am fragile like an egg, okay? You need to be soft. This, you know, like, this aggressive thing does not work. What is this? Look at this. Bro, she's not like one of your boys. Now he's mad. Who told you to be aggressive with her? Look at him. Now he's depressed. You know, he likes her, but he doesn't know how to approach her. You have to be more softer. Now he's depressed. Look at him lying down in bed. All this energy for what? Exactly. All this energy for what? Oh, now he's sick. You know? He got the love bug. That's what he got. He needs to get some kind of ointment because he has the love bug. He's in love with somebody, you know? I say, Oh, he's like, wake up. Wake the fuck up. Oh, he's kind of sad. He's sad because it's not working out. He's like, wake the hell up. Drink this oil. Oh yeah, they're making him drink that love bug ointment. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, now he's on his deathbed. What the hell? Oh my god. Wait, hold on. How do you get the woman of your dreams? You fake your own death, or you fake your own illness. Exactly, them puppy eyes. He's like, will it work, yeah? Judge.